Alright, y'all better get ready. I'm about to get philosophical on your butt. Basically, what defines the best? What defines the best? Is the best the character that you want to play as, or the strongest character, the strongest support, or the strongest DPS? Who is the best character in Genshin Impact? Because if you ask me who the best character in the game was, I would probably, like if I was able to say Risley, I would say Risley, but we know that's not true.
See, I didn't know I came here to be disrespected.
Because I like playing Risley because Risley go burr and does like a load of damage on this team, and I just use him to clear out basically any issues that I have. As you can see here, sometimes the team goes really good and sometimes not so good. Yeah, this is one of the times where it goes not so good. I've never been able to capture on camera like the 5-second runs on this team where the melts just line up perfectly. It's just been something. But that is like who I like playing most. And also you have to include, like, do you include constellations when you talk about that? Because some people do. Some people like to include constellations in this, but I'm not necessarily that kind of person.
Usotsuki.
I don't think that, constellations really make up a character. And also, you have to include the best as being who is used on the most teams. See, there's a lot of ways to look at the best, right? There's no definitive, and there's a lot of things that play into being the best. Now, if I were to say pull value, that's another thing. Like, the amount of things that go into just saying something is the best character in Genshin Impact, I feel like is often overlooked, because there's people, they're like, oh, damage numbers, support capability, and that's it. That's what a lot of people like to, assume with, DPS, and then, well, not DPS, but the best. And then also, and like as you can see here, I'm pretty sure that run was quicker. Does that mean Nevi is better than Risley? No, because I had more fun playing one of the runs.
You're ugly, you're disgusting, I'm gonna kill you, give me $200.
And also, who is the most free-to-play friendly? Because Hyperbloom is the most free-to-play friendly, and Nahid is the one doing most of your damage. I'm definitely not going this far lengths just so I could put Kuki in this mentioning, right? You come to a point where it's just, it becomes like too many things are being factored in, and if you don't eliminate some of them, you're going to face consequences. And then I haven't even mentioned another one, open world. This game's 90% gameplay, right? I would honestly, Wanderer is a character I'm kind of considering summoning for, because honestly, exploring in this game have gotten tedious. It's gotten so tedious, and I feel like I don't like it as much as I used to, right? So we've gone through, wanting to play the character, the highest DPS potential. That could also be El Hatham, not just Nevi, but we're going through the phases. We've done Hyperbloom because there's a low bar to be set, right? It's super easy to use. So now, what about how good you can support? Fiorina is giving everybody here 75% damage bonus, right? And then she's also doing all-field damage, which is pretty, I would consider that a pretty good support, honestly. Yeah, so overall, and then as you see, we kind of failed a little bit. Come on. We are taking so long. Thank you.
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
So there's support, and then we could also go with application, because people constantly like to remind me that they think that Xingqiu is #1. Personally, I would not say so, but it is something that basically is just determined by his application. So we're going to consider that we did Xingqiu there, because there's not really many things that you can do with Xingqiu that would make him shine, unless you did National, which isn't really that crazy. And then we have consistency, right? One character who is probably the most consistent in the game is Ito. It's just Ito. Ito is the most consistent character in the game, if we just also include the fact that he has Red Horn and Constellations at this point. So he could just come in here, 3 party members. I just used this boar prematurely, but that's just, yeah. The amount you have to fail yourself because you're using Ito, you have to use his boar prematurely, yeah, like look at the 127,000 or 124,000, not 127. Yeah.
Write that down, write that down!
And then you come in here and you'll just do another rotation. Yeah, sure, it's not that big of a deal. And then grab that, 100,000 damage, and come over here. And it's just very consistently sort of the same team because you don't have many fluctuating damage numbers besides Ito critting, right? So Ito's consistency could make him the best character in the Genshin Impact. He is one of the most consistent characters because his team is so limited. Why? I mean, like, eventually it may be useful, but why? You know, I said which one can be put on most teams, and I mean, I'm sure you've seen either like Nahida, Zhongli, Fiorina at this point, because Fiorina's actually on decent buffs, right? You know, she's on this, well, I would not consider that a team, but she's on this team, she's on this team, she's on this team, and, well, she's basically on Nevi's team. So you got 4 teams, 4 teams, yeah. So you have 4 teams for that, and then if we go back and we look at Zhongli, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's basically tied with Fiorina as for the characters that I play. You know, you could put Zhongli on different other teams. You could put Zhongli in for National, sure. If you want to keep everybody protected on National, you could just put Zhongli instead of Kazuha there. But I think we've covered most of the bases, honestly, that would make a good unit.
Am I a joke to you?
I can't think of one that I've mentioned that I've forgotten, but there are definitely like 5 that I've mentioned and I've forgotten. So yeah, overall, oh yeah, you could also talk about animations, because animations, I would say probably go to Nilou. Honestly, she has probably the most beautiful animations in the game. Just her burst is so good. It is so good. I don't really think of any other characters' animations being as great. Yeah. But then again, that's just because I don't use Nilou's burst often at all. So it's like whenever I see it, it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. So overall, you know, I just wanted to ask the question, and you guys can have a war in the comments about who the best character in the game is, because I'm not gonna subject myself to that. So you guys have fun. Yeah, you guys have fun. Go do it. Comment right now. But make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.